بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Part of prepping is to be healthy, to be focused, not to be distracted, to be have ruhaniyat, to be spiritually invigorated. A believer is motivated, a believer sets a standard, a believer is a leader, not a follower. Deen ya'lu wa la yu'la. The books of fiqh it's written, Deen will always overpower, will be dominant and not overpowered. So the people of Iman have vigor, they have energy, they've got focus, they've got direction, they know the end game, the destination. Likewise, they're undercover, low profile, off the radar, independent of any system. So we are connected to systems, but if the systems go down, system crashes, our systems shouldn't crash. So we have to be very cautious of the planning and the plotting of shaitan and inevitably Dajjal. And because Dajjal will invite to himself, he'll want you to get a taste of uluhiyat. So technology is a prelude to the coming of Dajjal. When any nation was destroyed, they'll reach the climax of invention. So look at the words of the Duke of Brunswick, where he warned, I have been convinced that we as an order have come under the power of some very evil occult order, profoundly versed in science, both occult and otherwise, though not infallible, their methods being black magic, electromagnetic power, hypnotism. We are convinced that the order is being controlled by some sun order after the nature of the Illuminati, if not by that order itself. And Senator Daniel K. mentioned, there exists a shadowy government with its own air force, its own navy, its own fundraising mechanism, and the ability to pursue its own ideas of national interest, free from all checks and balances, free from the law itself. So this fire worshipping, different forms of worship, but technology makes a person worship themselves and you feel like you are God, na'udhu billah. When you speak, things will happen. Hey Siri, hey Mercedes-Benz. So when you speak, there's voice activation. Hey Google. So we are making dhikr of these gods because you're speaking, you're giving instructions. When we make dua, we requesting. Yeah, you know we're making dua. It's completely opposite. Now you don't need to turn to Allah. You don't have yaqeen that nothing can do, Allah does. Now yaqeen starts moving into the asbab and the power of your voice and the power of technology. Likewise, a wand, a magician uses his fingers. Now by the swipe of your fingers, things happen, your blinds open and close, your lights go on and off by the swipe of your finger. So likewise, movement, teleportation. Now your voice can travel 5, 10, 15,000 kilometers across the earth by the click of just swiping your finger. You yourself can be teleported through voice video call. So the big plan is to keep insan glued to their system. So a person will be kept in the dark, with the dark, for the dark moment of their life, to take one into deeper darkness. And that's why he continued saying, throughout the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, there were many scholars who claimed that they'd received late night visits from mysterious members of a secret society that had accomplished the transmutation of metals, the knowledge to see and to hear what was occurring in distant places, and the ability to travel across the heavens. And he goes into detail of certain occultists and geniuses who had technologies from the world of Atlantis. So they supposed to have achieved and duplicated feats of the titans of the lost continent, but Shaitan himself has been planning the climax. Everything goes with a bang. So the end of times, time will end. So where this technology wants to take us and create a world of mini Dajjals and create a world of oblivion where a person is intoxicated in their system. So where we were, where Sahabah wrestled, youngsters, youth, wrestled each other to prove their eligibility to strive in Allah's path, and they never want to get left behind. And you're sitting on the couch whole day, whole night, busy with the cell phone, television, and moving their fingers for ghayrullah. Sahaba move their bodies for Allah. Here we forget moving our bodies. We can't even move our fingers for Allah. So those who are addicted to this, how can they be addicted to Allah? So it's a system, it's become entrenched, and people are growing into it. And the new normal, which is abnormal, and that's why they've called it the new normal. It is not the new normal. We're hiding behind words again. So from the medical field, we've discussed this in the Survival Guide Qiyamah series, where it is there to exploit humanity, to suppress an illness, not causing a cure. And the solution to your illness, which is a suppressant, has side effects that will make you more dependent on their system. To the foods that we eat in, toxins, poisons. We should have went back in time, organic, natural. What you see you eat, what you don't see stay far. To technology which is controlling us. And data is the key, data is the future. So the whole world will be moving into da'wat. The power of haqq is da'wat, inviting to Allah. They want to create a platform of da'wat. So like how a Nabi went to people and he promoted haqq, Shaitan wants to get to all of humanity and promote batil. And that's the platform, the climax, the manifestation of the coming of Dajjal will be his maidan, in his field of communication and getting da'wat out, like a Nabi wanted to get the message out. They are creating platforms. So for our personal preparation, we need to unplug these systems, because data will control you. Information is a tool, and we are plugged into their systems. So when you plug into their system, they've plugged into your system. Look at facial recognition. They already know exactly. They can, now you've got cameras that have facial recognition. So from your laptop, from your smartphone, you've adopted a feature which you think so is easy, but when they need to track you, you're not going to hide. The systems will pick you up. Then they've got fingerprint recognition, biometrics, iris scanning, etc. These are all instruments to compromise your identity. Once they've got an identity, they can connect you to everything else. It will become one world, a new world order. So this one eye that we carry in our pockets, the one eye that we have on our desktops and tablets, the one eye that we have on our walls, the televisions, the one eye CCTV cameras that we have for so-called security, it's a plug-in system. for them to access you. And they've gone so far that intelligence agencies have set up companies to create a secured phone, a secured camera, intelligence from their side. So you think so you're just buying a normal CCTV camera, you logging in, you connect it to the cloud, you're overseas, you can monitor your shops, businesses, your home, but they are monitoring you because their cameras are all over in your homes. So they have back-end servers. You are deleting something, but it's not deleted from their systems. Look at all the privacies, look at that. You give them authorization, nobody reads the disclaimers, nobody reads the signing on rules and laws to onboard yourself onto their platforms. You just click yes, I agree to all the terms and conditions. So they are monitoring you, they are controlling you. So the more we rely on their system, the more dependent we become, and the more we are in their control. So from entering our homes to creating a smart home where they will control you now, because you think you are in control, but when they take over your system, they can lock you in your own house, they can blackmail you, they can control your life. They've created private chats, private apps, private platforms, private browsers, incognito mode. You think so you are putting your files, your videos, everything secretly, you're browsing secretly. They know these are the people that have secrets. It's been engineered. It's a trap. It's a booby trap. So we shouldn't be getting caught. So to unplug from these systems here, every image that you upload, whether it's on social media, they control it, they own it. You are just a number. First they're extorting your number, you logged in, you've become a user on their platform, you've created value to their system. So nobody really treads with caution. We just sign over our lives thinking that they are there for our benefit, but when the dust settles, people will realize the reality and then it is too late. And if you really think so, you are advanced in technology, then Moosa alayhi salatu wasalam also had tablets. But the difference is the tablets of Quran and Hadith, Torah, Zabur, those were asmanli tablets, heavenly tablets. Shaitan and Dajjal are creating worldly tablets to connect you to the makhluk. All your information is stored on their clouds. Moosa alayhi salam was conversing with the one that created the clouds. Knowledge that came from far above the clouds. So we have to make a call. We have to make a call. As long as we glued to the system, we are in their control. So we have to be very cautious and careful. Technology is the death of humanity. It's taken somebody to the slaughterhouse, to the guillotine, and he pays you money for it. He pays you money for it. So we are sacrificing our wealth, our time, all our resources just to go to the slaughterhouse. Some neighbor wrote to his neighbor. So he wrote, "Hi George, this is Richard next door. I have a confession to make. I've been riddled, I've been troubled with guilt for a few months. I never got the courage to face you, so I'm writing you this text message. I can't live longer without this guilt, knowing it's you and you are my neighbor, very good friend. So the truth is, when you're not around, I've been sharing your wife. I have been sharing your wife day and night, probably much more than you do. I haven't been getting at home recently. I know that's no excuse. The temptation is too much and I can't live with the guilt anymore. I hope you accept my apology. Please forgive me." And then he ends what saying, "Please suggest a fee for usage and I'll pay you for it. I will pay you for it for the usage." So your best friend Richard, your neighbor, he ends. So the neighbor reads this message, becomes angry, upset, enraged, goes to his gun, grabs it, goes next door. Richard opens the door smiling, he takes out the gun, shoots him dead. Then he goes back home, shoots his wife, and goes on the sofa, put the guns to his head, and he's busy thinking what to do. A second message on his screen he notices, which he missed earlier. And it was from his neighbor. Hi George, this is Richard again. Sorry about the typo message on my last text. I assumed you figured it out and noticed that the spell check changed Wi-Fi to wife. Change Wi-Fi to wife. Technology, huh? It'll all kill us. It'll be the death. It'll be our death. So that is the haqiqat, the reality. Spell check. We need a life check. We need an akhirat check. We need an amal check. We need an adjustment. A real adjustment. So we're saying we're moving ahead of the times. Fast cars, fast foods, fast fashion, everything fast. But we're slow in akhirat. We want everything smart. Smart phones, smart homes, smart fashion, smart watches, smart screens, but dumb humans. We've lost our humanity. Person can't even remember their phone number. What's your number? Let me check on my phone. They don't even remember their number. Look at the olden days. You want to know anything about him? No, check my Facebook profile. Everything's on my profile. So thus platforms are creating a platform of uluhiyat where we have become gods ourselves. And Shaitan called to himself. Dajjal will call to himself. We supposed to call to Allah and Rasul and his Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We call into ourselves. We supposed to be inviting to his way of life. We are telling people, become like me. This is how I eat. This is how I sleep. We are teaching people about ourselves. We are encouraging others to sin. We are encouraging others to our sins. I committed this guna at this place. We're supposed to preserve modesty. We are promoting immodesty. We're supposed to be humble. We become proud and arrogant. We're supposed to hide the faults of others. Social media exposes faults. We're supposed to be on the musalla. We are online. We're supposed to be protecting our gazes. We're compromising our gazes. We're supposed to move our tasbeehs with our fingers. Now we are moving the screens. We're supposed to be telling a vision, television of Jannah. Now we are telling a vision of Hollywood and Bollywood and Nollywood. We're supposed to be extinguishing Jahannam, but we are setting alight. We are set alight. Our Jannah. We supposed to follow the East Sunnah. We are following the West. We're supposed to be uploading Amal. We are downloading Sun and Ma'asiyah. We're supposed to worry about our status on the day of Qiyamah. We're worried about our status. Some people not available. Are you so busy? You're not available. You are somebody. Make an appointment. What status do we have if we do not have a status in front of Allah? People are supposed to be spending quality time with their family, with their wives, with their children. Now we are PlayStation. So we are supposed to be a means of honor and izzat on the day of Qiyamah for Nabi alayhi salatu wassalam. Should not be then we are a means of disgrace. So this new world order, when you log in, you may never log out. We are online, we've put everything on the line. We've become dead corpses, dead bodies moving. Everything, if you look at it, whether we eating, whether we're going to sleep, whether we are driving, whether we ever, people are dead corpses. What they gaze, follow down. So this one eye, which is in our hand, this addiction. So smartphone addiction is called nomophobia. It's a phobia where a person has an addiction. So this addiction is detrimental to our progress from all avenues. We need to unplug on this system and plug into the system of Allah and His Rasul. Start downloading Quran and Hadith. Play the Sunnah life of Nabi alayhi salatu wassalam. Rewind to the time of Sahabah and realize that one day a full stop will happen. Our life will not pause, it will full stop. Make sure the next sentence is Akhirah preparation for Akhirah. The amal for today is to connect to the ulama, the Ahlullah, the Mashayikh, the friends of Allah, to study Deen, not when you're in maktab alone. وَالصَّيِّبُ فِي الْغُرْبَةِ. It's a friend, a companion in solitude, in a strange land, wherever we are. Ilm, the ilm of Deen, not the ilm of dunya. وَالْمُحَدِّثُ فِي الْخَلْوَةِ. If you want somebody to converse to in solitude, then it is ilm, the knowledge of Deen. وَالدَّلِيلُ عَلَى السَّرَى وَالضَّرَى. In afflictions, in happiness, it will guide you. وَالصَّلَاحُ عَلَى الْأَعْدَاءِ. And a weapon against the enemy, the knowledge of Deen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq of making amal. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.